can't see it on here.
It won't be on there yet.
Okay.
It'll give us a countdown, I think.
Oh, there we go. I can see it now.
Coming in hot.
Mhm.
All right. We are live. So good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another coffee chat in our Happy Healthy Essentials Facebook group. So today we're going to be talking all about aromatherapy. So like, what is aromatherapy? Can you actually influence your emotions and your moods with essential oils? Like, how does that actually work? Because I think we've all heard the term aromatherapy before, but it's like, okay, well, what would I even do with an oil, right? So I'm going to share my screen because we've got a cool slideshow to go through. And then I'm going to run you through the goods. Share. Boom. Let me know if you can see it, Candace.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So basically, whether you're new to essential oils or you've been using them for a long time, the topic of emotional aromatherapy, you know, it can really apply to your everyday life. So yes, essential oils are great for cleaning, cooking, maintaining, you know, proper immune systems and things like that. But if you haven't tried using essential oils yet to manage your emotions, then you're missing out on like a huge piece of what they can actually do for you. So today we're going to talk about the power essential oils have when it comes to managing your moods, why you would want to use them for your emotional benefit, and then specific doTERRA products that you can use that will benefit you with your different types of emotions that we have. Because of course, sometimes you're feeling sad, sometimes you're feeling anxious, sometimes you're feeling overwhelmed, sometimes you're feeling, you know, like there's all the different range of emotions that we go through. Sometimes you just need a little pick-me-up, you need some energy, you know, there's different things that we go through. So we're going to talk about that today. So the history of aromatherapy is basically, it's been around forever. So we know that they've been used for centuries, but the idea of aromatherapy is not a new fad or trend. So like in ancient civilizations, China, Greece, Rome, India, obviously we've seen them written on the walls and the pyramids and stuff like that in Egypt too. Like it goes back so long when they actually started using essential oils. And they did use it to influence human emotion, often for religious ceremonies and things like that. And so they recognize the ability to influence emotion with aromatherapy, but of course the term aromatherapy wasn't actually coined until the 20th century. So it took lots of years, because of course we all want scientific proof for everything. So it took many years for scientists to realize how beneficial the oils are for emotions. And in the 90s was when they finally had substantial research to be able to show and prove that like these ancient civilizations actually knew what they were talking about, that they actually, these essential oils do create responses in the body, which can affect emotions, of course. And so that's super powerful for different types of moods, obviously. So the science behind it is basically, if you know anything about essential oils, then you know that each one has its own unique chemical makeup. So it has a whole bunch of different compounds in it, which is why essential oils are cool, because you could be treating, you know, 15 different ailments in your body with the same essential oil. So they do have their own unique chemical makeup, which makes them so powerful. And the design of an essential oil determines what it's useful for. So some make an essential oil useful for cleaning, while others make it good for the skin. Some obviously for mood, some for pain, some for sleep, like all these different things. So when it comes to aromatherapy, oils can be used to create specific emotional responses depending on their chemical makeup. When an essential oil is inhaled, it travels through the nose and goes up into the brain, into the back of the brain, basically, to the part that's responsible for controlling our sense of smell. So from there, aromatic pathways connect the scent to part of our brain where memories and experiences are stored. This is why it can actually shift that, right? So as the aroma travels through those pathways, memories are triggered, giving us the emotional response. So this is how we can totally alter what we're doing. You know, when you're going for surgery or something like that, and they give you gas and they tell you to breathe in deeply, and you know they're telling you to count backwards from 10, and by the time you're at 3 or you're out. So it's the exact same system. It's called the olfactory nerve. If you pinch like the bridge of your nose, it starts right in there, and it goes all the way up into the back of your brain to your limbic system, which is where emotions are triggered from. So if you literally are to smell an essential oil, it can travel into the back of your brain and affect change as quickly as like 15 seconds in or something. Like it's very fast. Everybody obviously has different memories and life experiences, obviously. So each one of us will have a different response with different, oils. But generally speaking, there are categories of oils that will affect different parts of the brain or emotions. So we're going to show you like a wheel so that you kind of know, oh, which one would I want to try if I'm feeling anxious, or which one would I want to try if I'm feeling depressed, or whatever you're feeling. So let's go to the next slide. Why using essential oils to manage moods? Obviously, we know that oils are natural and safe. So in our stressful, ever-changing, crazy world, there's so many sources that can be used to manage our emotions. So like, if you're like, well, why would I bother with essential oils? So first, one of the biggest ones is that natural, safe, and they don't cause harmful problems like side effects, or they are not creating dependencies. So a lot of us can take meds, but eventually they either hurt a part of our body, like in terms of organs and stuff like that have a hard time processing them after a while, or we can develop dependencies. So we need more and more and more of that pharmaceutical.
That's what I like about like with certain oils, it can stimulate hormone production, which medication can do as well. But with the oils, it's like you don't rely on them.
Right.
Like it's like a natural way to stimulate like serotonin or whichever hormone, like a sleep hormone and stuff.
Yeah. So they'll go into the body and help that natural process as opposed to replacing it with a synthetic version. Totally. So also lots of the things that we use for managing stress or dealing with emotions, they do end up hurting us in other ways eventually. Obviously, short term, we need to do what we need to do, but essential oils are a natural, safe way to deal with them. And our emotions are usually, especially as women, constantly changing. So it's important to have different tools on hand, instead of having to go back and getting a new prescription constantly, which is obviously a pain and most people don't keep up on it. Second, essential oils provide a great way to quickly alter your mood. So in many cases, you can start feeling calm or like a soothing effect, uplifting effects the moment that you open the bottle. You can obviously apply them to the skin or diffuse them in the air, or you can take them internally, obviously. But the smelling is like the instant reaction, right? Like you literally, especially if you're in an office space or something like that, because obviously a lot of us work in closed spaces where there's like maybe a no scent rule, or if a lot of people are healthcare workers and they can't take any kind of perfumes or scents into their space with them. But if you just have in your purse like a bottle of wild orange and you're starting to feel really anxious, you can literally grab it and just smell it directly in 3 deep inhales and close that bottle back up. Nobody else will smell that. And you got the total benefit of that smell going straight into your body. So that's pretty cool. So it's a very convenient way to manage your mood anywhere you are, even on an airplane, or, a lot of people feel very anxious when they're flying. So that's a great way to do it too, because you don't have to actually like put it on your body and like douse yourself in it. You can literally just open that bottle, take 3 deep inhales through your nose, and then put that cap back on, and you've still got all that benefit working for you. Yeah, so this just also mentions that it's not always practical in the moment, which we're talking about. And also, there's such a simple way to manage your emotions, whether you're at work, home, school, in the car, driving, whatever. They're super easy peasy to have on hand and just use. And same with kids. If your kids struggle with not being able to focus or feeling, nervous or having an upset tummy or whatever, there's lots of things that trigger different sensations in our bodies that are emotion related, and you can literally just change that mood and that emotion very quickly with oils, which is super cool. Okay, so I just mentioned this, but we can use them 3 different ways as usual. This is always how we do oils, but we can use them aromatically, which is obviously aromatherapy and the whole theory behind it. So that's putting it into a diffuser and letting it hang in the room, or that's smelling it directly out of the bottle. You can also put it into like I have these the little lava rock diffusers. You could put it into lava beads on your bracelet or on your necklace. Lots of people do that. You can put it in those little plug-in diffusers in your car. I think I bought one off Amazon for like $7 or $8, and it's awesome. I just put a drop or 2 when I get in the car, and it just diffuses into the car, the whole car. It's awesome. So we can always apply oils topically, of course, to wherever we need them, and then internally there's a lot of health benefits to keep that emotion down if you're struggling with that kind of stuff, and to keep your body out of stress response. Okay, so this is the aromatherapy wheel that I wanted to talk about. So Candace, you and I have been talking a lot about this, but basically one of the main things about essential oils is that a lot of people are interested in them. So if this is you, then awesome, like comment. I forgot to mention, like if you guys are catching the replay, please type #replay. We'd love to know you were here. But basically, like, what's the number one thing? We get a bunch of oils, just like any other health product, and it sits in a cupboard somewhere because we don't know how to use them. So this is something awesome. If you guys are interested in having this emotional aromatherapy wheel, just drop a comment below and we can actually email it to you. So you have it, you can just save it somewhere for later, just to have it on hand, because often we have something going on, but we wouldn't know which types of oils to use. So this really lays it out really nicely for us. Obviously you see that there's like the citruses, the spices, the herbs or the grasses, the trees, the florals, the mints. And so then on the inside of the wheel there, you can see like, hey, if I'm feeling super angry, I might need to get some herbs or something into me. If I'm feeling super bored, then maybe I need to spice it up a bit. If I'm feeling slow or gloomy, citrus will perk you up, right? Mints, if you're feeling insecure, nervous, you know, mint, especially spearmint and stuff like that, really good for you. If you are feeling fearful, which I think a lot of people are struggling with right now with what's going on, then floral scents are really good for you because they're very, very happy naturally. So they just have really good uplifting, kind of harmonious chemical compounds in them. So now a lot of these things, like doTERRA has a whole line of like an emotional blends that you can get. So cheer, of course, will combine the citruses and the spices. Passion will be between the herbs and the spices, like you can see on that wheel. Like motivate is very mint and citrus focused. I have it, I use it all the time in my office, this little guy. I just love it. It smells so, yeah, it's definitely has a huge mint component to it, but without being pepperminty. I don't know, they've really done a good job with that. But yeah, peace. If you need some peace, like you're really, really emotional or you just need to relax, then peace is a great one too. And then console for anybody who is feeling out of whack with anything that's going on, or if somebody has a trauma or something like that, console is a beautiful blend. So we do have a bunch of those options. So this is like the little aromatherapy system that it comes like in a little kit. And I just wanted to run through these. So motivate's the one I just talked about. So it has peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, melissa. So confidence, courage, belief, you know, you really want to get going. You want to super pump. You just use a little bit of that. I usually just like smell it straight out of the bottle and then put a little on my wrists. Cheer is a very nice one. Wild orange, clove, nutmeg, vanilla, ginger, cinnamon.
That'll be nice this time of year too.
Yeah, and you were asking me the other day about vanilla. We don't do vanilla by itself, but it's in a lot of our blends, so this might be a nice one. The cheer is really nice.
Ray was wondering about vanilla, but I just haven't seen like a pure vanilla essential oil.
I don't think we have it, but it's on the list of ones that is like the most requested. So hopefully they'll come out with just by itself. But this is just like if you need some optimism in your day, cheer, passion, you know, a little something, something. So this says rejuvenating, inspiring to dispel boredom or lack of purpose. So it doesn't have to be like that kind of passion. It can just be like what you're really interested in doing. And then it is spicy and herbal. I would definitely say that. I have it too. And yeah, great for creativity. Forgive. Obviously, it helps feeling peaceful, or forgive when you are really upset either at yourself or somebody else. So you're feeling a lot of negativity, a lot of anger or guilt. Forgive. So it definitely can go both ways. It's either forgiving somebody else or it's forgiving yourself for something that you screwed up on, which we all have that happen. And console. So this is very much if you are feeling hopeless, or you're sad, you're disappointed, or you're going through some sort of grief, then console is a really nice blend. So you'll notice that it has like patchouli, ylang ylang, frankincense obviously is amazing, sandalwood and rose. So a lot of florals in there. So that's very comforting. And then the last one is peace. So obviously if you were feeling worried, fearful, or unsettled, so it's soft floral aroma, and it's nice to ease the anxious mind. So I think probably everybody in 2020 could use a little peace in their house. And then it also comes in what we would call touch rollers. So that just means that the oil itself is pre-mixed with coconut oil in a roller bottle for you. So you can just keep it in your purse handy and just put it on, you know, your chest or your neck or the wrists, I like any of those pulse points. That's where I like to put my stuff. And then it absorbs straight into your bloodstream very quickly as well. So if you guys are interested in getting your hands on any of those, you can obviously reach out to us. We are happy to help you. Or if you're still confused about which ones you might want to try yourself, then obviously we can make recommendations or give you some more information on those things. So I think that's all. Do you have anything to add to that, Candice?
No, you did. You nailed that. And we're under 30 minutes too. You're getting so good at this.
Boom.
I like that though, like you can buy that in a set and those are available individually too. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's available individually. So if you can add it to like an LRP order if you just want the piece or you just want to cheer. And you can also buy any of those touch rollers together or literally just like individuals for sure. And also they make awesome Christmas presents. So if you're just like, okay, I have all these ladies on my list, or even for kids, sometimes we have a whole kids line with rollers, like the touch rollers that are kids specific. So they're diluted properly for kids. But like, you know, you usually give your girlfriends like a gift certificate and a mug and maybe a bottle of wine and maybe some scratch and wins or something, or your mother-in-law or whatever. So like these are really great oils to have, just because there's something different, but there's something that everybody kind of needs right now. So whatever you think that person might be looking for right now, you usually know everybody and where they're at. But these are really good smelling oils. And those touch rollers, I use them as perfumes because I can't do perfume. I get super sneezy if I spray perfume. So these are awesome, natural, safe, and they smell great. So I recommend those for Christmas gifts too.
I could have used one of those rollers at work last night.
Yeah, you could have. What one would you have needed?
I don't know. Forgive? Yeah.
You guys need to follow the rules.
I know.
What else was I going to say? Oh, next week, guys, we have a very special guest coming.
Oh, yeah.
One of Candice's really good friends is a hypnotherapist and specializes in women with anxiety. So she's going to come and tell us, I think it's her top 5 tips on how we can kind of reduce anxiety in our busy daily lives. And I think they're going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to that. So if you want to know the details for that, please just say in the comments, like, can't wait for next Saturday, and we'll send you the link. But again, we're going to go live in our coffee chat in our Facebook group at 10 o'clock in the morning. So that's Mountain Time. But also I think we're going to set it up a little bit differently next time as like a more of a webinar format, just because she's going to teach us a lot of it and then we'll just coffee chat afterwards. So we're really looking forward to that. And then December is right around the corner. So just so you guys know what's coming up, we are doing gifts in December. So giving yourself the gift of, and each week will be a separate thing. And we're having a Sex in the City brunch right after Christmas on the 27th, I believe it is. It's a Sunday. So we're going to do like mimosa, Zoom chat, because everybody will be home and everybody will just have finished all the Christmas craziness. And we're going to talk all about our January Kickstarter. So for any of you girls who are in this group because you love when we talk about nutrition and gut health and inflammation and, you know, all the things about, you know, cutting out inflammatory foods and all that stuff, it's going to be like the Super Bowl of that in January. So we're going to do another Kickstarter after, you know, we'll get everybody back to school and then we'll do our prep week. And then after that, we'll start the actual clean eating. And
it won't be right on the 1st. So like, you know how everyone sets up for their New Year's resolutions and then it's like you're hungover. It's going to be kind of like mid, or were we thinking like the 10th? I can't remember what the date was.
The kids go back to school on the 5th. Let me look.
Okay.
I think they're back to school the 4th or the 5th of January.
Okay.
So I thought we would do our prep week that week, because that's just like getting a grocery list and getting like supplies in your house and getting ready so that you have the stuff that you're going to want to be putting into recipes and stuff like that the following week. And then we're going to start January 11th.
Yeah, so, I like that. So we have a little bit of a grace period.
Yeah, a little grace period, because it just seems like if you started on the 1st, you're setting yourself up for failure.
I know. Yeah, every time.
Over then.
Yeah, right? I know.
So we're going to start prep the week of the 4th, technically, and then we'll start our actual cleaning on the 11th, and we'll do a January Kickstarter. We'll reset our bodies, and then I think in February we're going to dive a little deeper into some detoxing too. So that should give you guys a snapshot of kind of what we've got coming up in our group. We're super excited. And if you guys have any girlfriends that you know who might be interested in this stuff, please always feel free to invite them into our Facebook group, because we want to give value to anybody who is looking for this type of information. So thanks, guys, for joining us, and we will chat with you later. Happy Saturday.
Okay. Have a